Good morning. I didn't record an update last night because, well, I had low battery and no cell service, but that wouldn't have mattered. And I was exhausted. I did 15 and a half miles. Now, what you have to know about that, though, is 7.5 of those miles were the approach trail, which actually don't count toward the Appalachian Trail. Of that, 8.1 were on the actual AT. I know, do the math. I did 15.6. Okay, fine. I just wanted to show you today. It's gloomy. It's not the sunshiny day of yesterday. But you have to know, I love gloomy. I love a good view, don't get me wrong. I love a beautiful view. But I love gloomy too. I think gloomy is so peaceful. And I've met several people on the trail already this morning. I met a guy named Vegan Dave, wicked nice, very knowledgeable. Had a great chat about Garmin versus Suunto and why I'm disgusted with Suunto. And they have the worst customer service on the planet. But that's all I'll say about that. So let's see. I am going to do well, why not now? So last night, big news. I got a trail name. It's Trinity. The guy who gave it to me said I reminded him of Trinity in The Matrix. But also I had already said that I was Christian, and so he said it encompasses the Christian element as well. There were a bunch of people around the table. I'll tell you how the first name they threw out. I was like, absolutely not. So what do? I get to the picnic table. A bunch of people are sitting there making their dinner, and I say hello, I start asking questions and telling stories, because that's what I do, right? I got a story for everything. And this guy named Rody, wicked nice guy, he says, you have a trail name yet? I said, no, I don't. And he said, okay, I got one for you. Okay, this scares me, but Lips. And I said, oh, hell no, there's no way. Nope. I said, I am a Christian. There's no way I am taking a trail name that has any questionable connotation. And he goes, why? It's perfect. And I said, well, why do you think so? And he said, because those things never stop moving. I burst out laughing. I'm like, okay, all of my friends would agree with you, but I don't accept. And so after just hanging around for better part of an hour, he goes, okay, I got a better one. And that's when he said Trinity, and everyone at the table thought it was great and agreed. And let's do a shout out. Okay, there was Mosey, because she moseys along. Rhodey, because he's from Rhode Island. Romeo, because he has a really great romantic story. He's going to propose on Katahdin to his girlfriend. Let's see. There was Kevin, who doesn't have a trail name yet. Oh, come on. There was Chip. Let's see. Oh, and Maya. Oh my gosh, Maya. Maya was great. She's a nurse. She got her name, I think, if I understood correctly, and there was just a lot of chatter. She took the name of one of her managers at work who gave her a quote that she loves. It's a quote I have known forever and love myself. It's basically, people won't remember what you did, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And I try so hard to remember that, because it works both good and bad, right? If I do something awful, that's what they'll remember, that I made them feel like crap. And if I do something that makes them feel encouraged, that's what they'll remember, that I made them feel good. So anyway, there was another couple. I met them on the trail and also saw them at the shelter. That was a foot trucker. He's a long haul trucker, and his girlfriend, Honey Buns. Okay, let's see. Anything else? No, but I'm going downhill and feels good because I just started the morning going completely uphill, but that's okay too. Feeling good. Last night, so where are the shelters? It is near a military base, and I think they were doing helicopter drills because those things were flying overhead till about 10 o'clock at night. I loved it. I loved the sound. And I'll tell you, at one point, I honestly thought one of those choppers was going to shave the top of my tent. It felt so close. But then again, there wasn't much separating us. So, of course, it sounded loud. Okay. See? My best friend while I'm on the trail. Okay. I'm going to hang up. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, so really funny story. Nothing to do out here but think. So I'm remembering last night when I, met all the other thru hikers. We were sitting at the picnic table and I'm preparing my meal and I pull out my hand sanitizer and foot trucker says, "Oh, looks like Fireball," because the hand sanitizer happens to be orange. And he goes, "I know it's not, but it sure looks like it." And I said, "Well, you're not wrong." I said, "The bottle is Fireball." I said, and then I proceeded to go on and tell him the whole story about how I don't like, the whole recycling debacle, I don't like to bring anything new into the world, the struggle I had trying to, blah, 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 blah. I told him the whole story. And when I'm like, and then I discovered nips and I got all these nips and there's an endless supply of nips and I kept saying the word nips and finally I stopped talking and this really nice guy next to me says, "What's a nip?" And I was like, "What's a nip? Okay, maybe he doesn't know." So I pick up the Fireball bottle and I show him, I said, alcohol that's this size bottle is a nip. And the woman sitting across from me says, "Actually, that's a New England term. No one outside New England says that." And I was like, "They don't?" Honestly, I thought it was universal. I am 59 years old, and I thought that was a universally known term for a small bottle of alcohol. So here I am, and then they started going, the woman across the table told me what they call them in her area. I don't even remember what she said. I wish I did. And then someone else said, no, they call it something else in their area. And one guy goes, "We just call them airplane bottles." And I just thought that is so funny. Here I am, talking about nips like everyone knows what I mean. And then it was wicked funny. I didn't even remember this almost. I'm calling it Smirnoff, right? SM, like the sound, Smirnoff. And she goes, "It's Shamarnoff." And I'm like, "No, it's Smirnoff." She goes, "No, it's Shamarnoff or Shamarnoff or Smirnoff or something." I go, "Okay." Yeah, so accents, the way we say things in different parts of the country. Here I am, thinking that I'm calling it by something everybody understands. Let's hope that the visual at least helped get the point along in the video. But in case you didn't know what a nip was, it's an airplane bottle. I think that's the clearest name for it that would be universally understood. Anyway, I thought that was wicked funny. Okay.